Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing better today. I normally say I hope all of you are doing well. I think it's safe to say the majority of people here watching are Chelsea fans, so I hope you're doing better after yesterday's abysmal result. Not an abysmal performance. The performance wasn't bad. It's the fact that we couldn't hit a barn door. As I said yesterday in my match review, it's like we couldn't finish our dinner, we couldn't finish a sentence. That is how bad it was in that department. But in terms of the way that we actually played, how did we not score more than one? I don't know. So I hope you're doing better in the lead up to the Wolves game that's taking place this weekend. That's going to be a very interesting one. Before we get into this video, where I'm going to discuss the true chances that Chelsea have in this title race, we're going to have a little bit of a retrospective based on yesterday's result. We've calmed down. We are going to look at this from outside the box, you know, from a bird's eye view, looking outside in. And yeah, we'll get into it. Before we do, two things as usual. Firstly, this video is brought to you and sponsored by the OneFootball app. Make sure you hit that link in the description for all of your footballing needs, all of your news, all of your stats. Some of the stats I've seen on there actually, as of late, are quite unbelievable. I can't reference them off the top of my head, but I'm not going to look now because it will take a little bit of time. But the detail it goes into is outrageous. So I recommend get the OneFootball app, hit link in the description. Enjoy. Secondly, don't forget, check out my second channel, Younes Talks. I'll leave a link right here for you guys, as well as in the description, and my Twitch. Make sure you follow me on Twitch for regular streams on there of all sorts. Other sporting events in terms of watch-alongs, gaming, things like FIFA, Chelsea career mode, video reactions. We're going to get into all of that, so make sure you follow me on Twitch. Let's get into this. Are Chelsea in the title race? Like, really? Like, I know a lot of people will go, yeah, of course, you know, yeah, it's only December. But no, are Chelsea really in this title race like we thought they were? The fact that it's December, this is the thing. It's correct to say it's too early. We can't determine. Yeah, anything can happen. Anything can change. Yes, absolutely, I agree. That's how Leicester won the league. If you guys remember, in 2016, no one thought that was going to happen. You know, it was like, all right, Leicester, they're up there. They'll fall off. You know, they'll fall off. Everyone was saying they'll fall off. It's a matter of time. They won't hold on. Come on, it's Leicester. Relax. They're not even going to make top four. And then it started going, actually, you know what? January, February, they might make top four. They might just qualify for Champions League football. That's something we didn't expect. And then they got to March, April, and we were like, yo, they might actually win the damn thing. And then they got to May, and people were like, go on, Leicester, they're going to win it. So you never know. Yeah, anything can happen, anything can change. But realistically, we've got to talk realistically. Yes, it's an odds game. It's a probability game. You never know what can happen. But when we talk realistically, do you see Man City or Liverpool dropping points in the same way that Chelsea are right now? And when we look at the results that we've had lately, I saw a video from my good friend Miz on the other side of the coin. So make sure you check out his channel, the other side of the coin, as well as Matisse, because we are always talking together on All You Can Eat Chelsea over on Matisse's channel. But follow Miz on the other side of the coin. He made a great point. This isn't a case of just yesterday's performance. This isn't one performance out of the blue. This is the past 6 games where we've been seeing signs. Now, the positive thing to take from this is that it correlates exactly with when players started to fall out of the squad. It correlates with when Kovacic went missing, Kante went missing, Chilwell went missing, Jorginho had a little bit of a time. Our forwards were all absent. Lukaku and Werner were injured. So it correlates with that. So on one side of my mind, I am honestly looking at this and going, you know what? When Chelsea get all of their main men back, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. When we have a midfield of Jorginho Kante, of Kovacic Kante, of Jorginho Kovacic, we'll be all right. When Chilwell comes back into left wing back, we'll be all right. When our strikers are back in full force and they are performing week in, week out, and they are having some sort of consistency, you know, whether it's Lukaku, whether it's a Werner, whether it's a Kai Havertz, we will be all right. But there is one big, massive question mark and exclamation mark that has come out of the past 6 games since Chelsea have started conceding goals and not really, well, we have I say we have scored. Sometimes. Sometimes. But the problem is we can't hold on to a damn lead. So there are games where we score and then we concede more, or there are games where we don't score, like yesterday, and then we just concede one after we do score one. That comes down to the players that we are turning to. Now, one point I want to make, because even after mentioning it in my match review yesterday, I still got the same comments, and I don't understand how people are seeing it from these lenses. I don't get it. I'm still seeing some people, and it's being backed. I'm seeing people agree, and I'm like, are you guys okay? And, you know, I don't want to come in here and enforce an opinion on you guys. Everyone has a right to an opinion, and you can think what you think. You know, I forever defend your right to think whatever you want to think. But I'm putting my suggestion across, and I hope you can see it from where I'm seeing it from. Because I can't see it where you guys are seeing it from if you do go in the opinion that I'm about to say. So I'm seeing people saying, it's the formation. The formation needs to change. We need to go to a back four. This doesn't work. And I'm like, okay, cool. Where's your evidence for that? Show me your evidence for that. I'd like to see where you've come to the consensus that the formation has been figured out, or the formation doesn't work when we end up with 80% possession. Yes, albeit there were times where we were passing along the back line, but the amount of times we got the ball to the front three, the amount of shots that we had, both blocked, off target and on target, specifically on target, we had 10 shots on target and scored one. That's got nothing to do with the system. Here's the thing. If it's the formation, if it's the system, we would end up losing the ball a lot quicker and a lot more frequently. We would see a lot less touches from whoever's in our front three, whether it's Ziyech, Mason Mount, Pulisic, if it's Lukaku or Werner or Havertz. If the ball's not getting to them, there's a problem with the formation. If the ball isn't being... if the ball's not being played to the wing-backs and they are not, being able to execute what we expect them to execute, like a Reece James or a Chilwell or an Alonso, in terms of being able to go forward, link up with the midfield, overlap, underlap, and get the ball into dangerous positions, dangerous areas, that would be a formation problem. That would be a system problem. We didn't have any of that yesterday, and we haven't had any of that in previous games. All we've had in previous games, as well as yesterday, is we can't hit the ball on target and actually get it into the net. That's it. You could play a back three, a back four, a back five, a front 10 if you want. You could get Mourinho, Sir Alex Ferguson, Pep, Klopp, Brian Robson, Brian Clough. You could get all of them, stick them into a ball, create some sort of combined manager, get him to Chelsea and go, hey, you come up with a formation that works. He would still struggle to win games when players can't finish. That doesn't come down to a system. If it's the formation as the system, if we're taking yesterday into context, okay? Chelsea had 23 shots yesterday and scored 1 goal. What more do you want? All right, it's the formation, it's the system. Okay, what more do you want? Do you want us to have 40 shots? 50 shots? That's not going to happen. In terms of actually being clinical, and you know what? I'm actually going to go and check this now because I think it's only right. It's only right that I actually back this up properly. Let's go to Liverpool. Liverpool. They managed to get 3 goals yesterday, but how many shots did they have? 1 more than Chelsea did yesterday. They had 24 shots. Chelsea had 23 shots. They managed to get 3 in the net. Chelsea got 1. And that was very reluctant, by the way. That was meant to happen like after 10 minutes. Manchester City, the amount of shots that they had against Leeds, for example, they managed to get 7 in. Because they're clinical. Because they've got players up top that actually know how to shoot. And that's the frustrating thing. It's got nothing to do with the system or the formation. If we end up with no control on the ball, no control of the game, we're getting played around very easily. The opposition are moving the ball in triangles or in combinations very frequently, very easily, very simple, finding pockets of space to exploit. And we can't hold up. We can't keep up. That's a formation problem. That's a system problem. That's where we got to change shape and we've got to put players in different positions. That I agree with. We don't have that. We have a problem of the ball is at the top of the pitch All right, can someone please put it in the net? No one can put it in the net. All right. What do we do? I'd like to think that when players come back, I'm looking at Lukaku, I'm looking at Havertz, I'm looking at even Timo Werner, and I know that's maybe a bit crazy because I think deep down, I think we don't really expect him to bag in goals. But that's all we can look at right now. And the one thing that I do want to stress is that Chelsea have a depth problem. And we didn't think we had a depth problem, but boy, do we have a depth problem. Our depth is not as good as we thought it was. It's not. And yesterday, when you're looking in terms of the problems that we've had with the players that we are missing, when Tuchel feels forced to bring on a Saul and a Barkley because there is no one else on the bench to turn to, as he explained, and he's right, there wasn't, except Kepa and Bettinelli. Those were the only other players on the bench, pretty much, that we could have turned to. Kante, but clearly he's not 100%. He did say that Kante is going to be used against Wolves, it's looking like, but he said that very reluctantly. So clearly, even Kante's not at 100%, and I think he didn't want to risk him, especially with the fact that we had control of that game. So I get it, but when you look at who we managed to bring on, Saul and Barkley, and you just look at their performances, especially Saul. I mean, oh my God. I don't like to slate players, but my goodness, he does not belong at Chelsea. And it goes to show you, we were all happy that, we got Saul on loan, we got a fourth midfielder. Yeah, that's gone down the drain. So this is the thing, you've got to allow time to process things and time to be able to see things for what they are. And right now, our squad depth isn't what we first initially thought it was. And that's an issue. And that's where we might need to look at players that are out on loan in terms of bringing them back at the end of the season. Has to be at the end of the season. Gallagher, Broja, Gilmore. They walk into this at least as depth. Players that are currently not at the club that we might need to start looking in terms of buying. Players that we are not happy with in terms of selling. We might need a little bit of a restructure. So we'll wait and see. But are Chelsea in the title race? I'm going to end it on this. Here's the thing. I don't see Liverpool and City dropping points in the manner that we have. Now, yes, we're 3 points behind Liverpool. We're 4 points behind Man City. But here's the thing. We've got Wolves on the weekend. We've got games coming up where, players are still going to be missing. Are we going to drop more points if we're playing the players that are struggling right now? And that's the worry, because if we do, and Liverpool and City are not dropping points, this could end up becoming a 7, 8, 9 point gap. And then we play Man City, we play Liverpool in January. And that's going to be key. You mess those games up, it's fully over. And right now, we're just going to have to hope that Liverpool and City do drop points. And right now, I just don't see how that's going to happen. To win the Premier League, you need to go on a streak. You need to go on a 8, 9, 10 game streak. You have to. If not, it's not happening. And with the games that we've bottled, with the goals that we're conceding, if we keep that up at least for another game or two, we ain't winning the league. There is no way that a Premier League team wins and becomes champions with 6 or 7 defeats. It doesn't happen. Or 25 goals, 30 goals conceded. It doesn't happen. So we've got to look at ourselves and we've got to get things in order quickly. And I mean quickly. And I mean Wolves. And if we throw the Wolves game away, then it's over. Proper. Then we're not even talking about winning the league anymore. We're just going to have to stick with top 3, basically, and just make amends with that. Because that's what it is, and start looking in terms of who deserves to be in this Chelsea squad at the end of the season. One thing I do want to end the video on is, please, for those of you that are being critical of Thomas Tuchel this early and saying, he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, clearly, a Champions League winning manager after only a few months doesn't know what he's doing. Okay, he deserves the time. What manager is out there that you think is going to come in and automatically transform this team into champions? It doesn't happen. We have a top manager. Give him what he wants. Allow him to work. It's a matter of time. You're just going to have to give it. It's as simple as that. Klopp has been given the time at Liverpool. Pep has been given the time at Liverpool. Tuchel's proven that he deserves the time. Pep at City, not Liverpool, sorry. Tuchel has proven that he deserves to be given that time now to build on the success that he's already had at this club. Allow him to do it. He's a bright mind. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I trust him. Let him work and let him work his magic. And hopefully with some of the lads that we're looking at, especially on loan, when they come back, hopefully going into next season, we should have squad depth, and I mean proper depth. Not this, I'm sorry to say the word, but what looks like bogus depth right now. That's what it is. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think Chelsea are in the title race? Right now, look, if I'm going to wrap it up, I think Chelsea still have, I stress, 5% in terms of being in the conversation. 5%. They're 95% done with the way that we've been going. As I've said, because Liverpool and City just won't drop points in the same way. So Chelsea have the Wolves game to rectify that. If not, it's 100%. But that's my opinion. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. Match preview will be coming tomorrow for the Wolves game. So make sure your eyes are peeled for that one. And I will see all of you then. Then the watch along on Sunday. And that could be it for the Premier League for a while. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'll see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one. Look after yourself. See you in a bit. Take care. And peace.